This was a good football game. It was a competitive football game. But ultimately, you're not going to neutralize the Denver Broncos, not to that degree. Not when you got Wes Welken, Demarius and Julius Thomas, and then Eric Decker with the Noshawn Moreno coming out of the backfield. Ball, too, even though he fumbled yesterday with the snap-off with Peyton Manning. In the end, hobbled ankles and all, the offensive line, led by Clark and Franklin, did a phenomenal job of protecting Peyton Manning. He also helped himself, and Jack Del Rio made sure that offense ultimately helped themselves as the head coach. You know, with John Fox being out, he made sure that Peyton Manning got rid of the ball quickly. So Kansas City couldn't do but so much. Houston, Tom Ali, those guys couldn't do but so much. They couldn't get to Peyton Manning, couldn't really touch him because he was getting rid of the ball quickly. In the end, it comes down to Denver having such a potent offense that they're going to find a way, Skip, to put some points on the board. And if you're Kansas City, there's only two ways you can beat them. You either have to completely shut them down, okay, like I expect them to do when Denver comes to Kansas City in a couple of weeks. Otherwise, Alex Smith is going to have to step out and be something less, something a bit more than what he's been throughout his career. That wasn't the case last night. To me, that's why they lost this game, and that's why Denver is considered more of a Super Bowl favorite than Kansas City is.
Which is all why I can't be too hard on the Chiefs.
Right.
We have a provocative opening question. Did the Chiefs get exposed? Yeah, I guess, because the quarterback is what we thought he was and wasn't, right? So did Alex Smith get exposed last night, or did he just show you what we always knew that he was? He's been very successful, wins, losses-wise. But the home team had Peyton Manning, and the visiting team had risk-averse Alex Smith. Who's going to win that one? The home team's going to win it. And I got to say again, Peyton put on another masterful display last night. I don't think even you gave him enough credit for what a virtuoso genius, quarterback genius performance we saw from him, Stephen A., because you're right. Chiefs come in, leading the league, 36 sacks. They have one shot in this game. They have to get some heat on Peyton Manning. They have to rough him up. They have to knock him down. They have to get him off his spot and maybe even get his ankles starting to sting a little bit again. But what happened? Yeah, you're right. The two tackles held up astonishingly well. But Peyton seemed to guess where the pressure was coming from before it came. Every time he would slide left, he would slide right, he would half roll right, he would step up through it. I read a stat this morning. He was only under duress 12.5% of all the snaps that he took. Well, that's terrible on Kansas City's part because they had 0 knockdowns, knocking down Peyton, 0 sacks, and that meant they had 0 chance because Alex Smith is not going to win any sort of upper 20 shootout with Peyton Manning. So he winds up, Peyton does 323 yards passing. They have, as a team, 427 total yards against easily the #1 ranked defense. Does that surprise you? It doesn't surprise me at all. Let me throw one other thing before I give the floor back to you. Peyton Manning even made the defensive play of the game to me, because remember early on, it's only 3-0 home team, and there's a missed exchange with Monte Ball. I don't know whose fault it was. Peyton got the fumble statistically. And all of a sudden, Peyton Manning at age 37 with his bad ankle, bad knee, he goes low and knocks down Derek Johnson, who I think would still be running the other way with the ball, and I think it could have been 7-3 visiting team. And Peyton stopped that, and then you know what happened the next play. Kansas City fumbled it right back to Denver, and all of a sudden, it wasn't a rout, but it never felt like Kansas City was threatening Denver at all to me. And it boils down to everything you have been talking about, risk-averse game manager. How are you going to win in the mile-high atmosphere against Peyton Manning with Alex Smith? You are not going to win that game. Sorry. Maybe at Arrowhead, not last night.